It's Week 13 of the 2026 season. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Vikings and the Lions on Monday Night Prime Time.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The kicker, Brandon Aubrey, is out to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. They'll run here with a rookie from Washington. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
At the 25-yard line.
Goff now to throw. And right away, he lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get it down here at the 23. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And what a performance he is coming off of. I know that this is a different era of football where we're throwing it around a heck of a lot more, but still, over 500 yards passing.
500.
That's phenomenal, incredible. Let's see if he can take last week's game and carry it forward and have another similar performance.
On play action, now McCarthy. His first throw of the game, going to be intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes, and when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. After the interception, here's Goff. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now Goff. And that's incomplete.
just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now Goff on 3rd and goal. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you give him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Hey, 76! 76!
Goff now looking to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. In motion, the tight end. Out of the gun, Goff. And he's going to go down again. This will cost him 11 yards there on the 2nd and goal sack. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Goff. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
And this one is right through. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football. Only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side. Because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a 2nd one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. And that one blown up quick. As he's going to be was stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Now, this defense for the Lions, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it's 3rd and 4 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. Complete. Jefferson the target.
And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And he's come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in the numbers as he'll look to keep it going here. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
They'll fake the give. Now gone. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Jonathan Grenard
in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Oh, good move. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. To throw is Goff.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. With the football going back to the Vikings offense.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Looking to throw McCarthy. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Finding Williams once more, complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
The Vikings had 8-3 now. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To the air with McCarthy. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
Delay of game, offense.
And the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15. A give left side. Here's Achane. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
You talk about this Lions defense.
Against the pass, they've had some issues. Ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And room there to work it inside the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Now it's gone. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. A big loss there of about 7 yards on first and goal, so now it's 2nd down. Now a handoff looking right. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now they go screen. It's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You know, in boxing, they throw in the towel. In this case, you just got to wave the white flag, and you think to yourself, if he could just get past that initial wave, he's got a chance to get free. But that screen, it was going nowhere from the start. It forces the 4th down.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is indeed good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And out now come the Vikings.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. And we all know how talented this guy is calling the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
After one, it's 9-0. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Under pressure, they got him again. Aiden Hutchinson, he's the one that drops in this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. So there the defense denies the rookie of his potential first career touchdown.
And his first NFL touchdown celebration. I wonder if he's thought about it, if he has something cooked up in his head as he worked on with his team, and think about the celebration back.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Extra point splits the uprights, and that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Here's McCarthy. A short throw to Ingram. That would a first down pickup of 8.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
McCarthy operating from the gun. They'll find Williams on the slant.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
A give, running right, Achane.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
He's got right on the short throw.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Throwing is McCarthy.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Kirby Joseph. Down to the 10.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders, it's not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Wolf on now for the extra point.
And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now McCarthy.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
If he writes a book in the offseason, he ought to title it Undaunted, because where he is on the field, back on his own side, and goes for it and gets it, I got to give it to him on that one.
Yeah, only thing you can justify it with is it was only a few inches that they needed. If it's 4th and 2, probably doesn't do it. Hey, he got it. Give him credit.
Yeah, but if they don't pick it up,
then you're in trouble.
Yeah, they're giving points to the other team at that stage.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Oh, now an injured player down there, and this is not what you want to see. That's Justin Jefferson, who's having some issues. So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 1. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. He'll dump this off to Achane.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Play action. It's Goff.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's a give up the middle. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Inside the 10.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Lions are able to widen their lead in this first half.
And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, Pargo.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And now out comes Minnesota.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
A short throw to Ingram. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Vikings.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 40 yards. First down, Minnesota.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Sticking with the pass, here's McCarthy. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short.
They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They're going to run this with a tight end. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
First and goal, Minnesota.
They'll run here with Akers.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
McCarthy going to sneak it.
And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
J.J. McCarthy
scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Vikings get a bit closer.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. Goff now looks to throw. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Goff to St. Brown for the Detroit first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now, light a fire under these guys. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Again, Goff.
On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Now Goff. He completes it to Stewart. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Goff now looking to throw. That'll be caught by St. Brown. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 7-yard line.
There's Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here.
Wolf on now for the extra point.
And the lead is now an even 30. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football.
final shot before break. McCarthy is going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we've come to halftime after a very...
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy. A short throw to Ingram. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
They'll pitch it out to Achane. A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Jalen Naylor.
40 yards.
And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
The fly route works for the TD ground.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Throwing on second and long. Goff. And a quick throw here that's complete. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So here's a 3rd and 14.
Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Back to throw. McCarthy.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
To the air with McCarthy.
And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Hold on.
Here's Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Goff now to throw.
He'll go right back to St. Brown.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs. Now it's Goff. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Stewart. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
To the air again. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the... And now off to the races. Down the right side. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return. A scoop and score for the Vikings. Yeah, so hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit Lions getting set for another series here. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
Now Goff. He finds his man complete. That's Wolf. And they'll get this route past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 35.
Another big play right there. And this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Throw left side is taken in by Stewart. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Hands it off out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Back to throw. Goff. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Jamison Williams, 72 yards. And the Vikings are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. McCarthy going to look to throw for it. And that's caught at the 2. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
Right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 19-point game. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. But Jamison Williams out onto the field as these guys take over on offense.
Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found...
There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Jamison Williams with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Vikings get a bit closer.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the 2nd half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Throw left side complete. That's Stewart. He's been able to get it out past the 45. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
2nd and 7.
Play action. It's Goff. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Complete to Stewart, right side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in the route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Now McCarthy. And now here's another interception. It's Brian Branch with it, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. It's a gain of 35.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Gone. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amari Cooper from 4 yards out. And the Lions take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Oh, this is blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Here's McCarthy. And my goodness, another interception. Inside the 10. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a lot. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams,